Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I have a bunch of things going on today. So first off, designer deep dive with Terry the Paper Snob. We're using simple stories. I also have the 100 paper challenge and the CSI going on. So CSI is this, and I pulled out It's Spring, the eggs, and the colors, and this is the 100 paper challenge for this week, which is a double page layout. So for the colors and for the theme for the CSI challenge, I pulled out Easter photos and I pulled out the Simple Stories Color Me Happy because look at how perfect these colors are for the CSI challenge. And I'm playing with Simple Stories today with the designer deep dive anyway, so I'm going to play with this one. So I do have some white textured cardstock. I'm just making sure it's 12 by 12 to start with. And I guess I could have probably taken a little bit of that out, but And I'm just going to tape them together with some washi tape. So for the most part, when I first get started, I find this easier. Sometimes I keep it like this for the whole time and then just slice it apart when I'm done. Sometimes I don't. It depends on how easy it is to match things up. So I'm going to start like this, and then I'm going to look at some different things. So I cut this apart, and I'm not going to use this one as a spoiler, but I thought maybe I would, but I totally am not. But it's cute. It would have worked. But I am going to use this one here. This is a little bit smaller than the vertical piece I think that was on the sketch, just looking at how much there is for overlap on the side there, but that's okay. You can notice for my pictures, this is for my youngest. My oldest is in there too, but most of the Easter pictures on here are for my youngest. And I did have more photos than I had spots for, so I did chop 2 into 3x4s, and so one of those 6x4s I'm going to replace by 3x4s. I'm going to use this circle paper because isn't that perfect for the colors for the challenge? Like that bluey teal color is what the eggs are, and those pinks and stuff are also in that one. So it's a nice, bright, cheerful collection that this one is, and not necessarily meant for doing spring Easter, but look at how it's just perfect. I'm so happy with it. So I am going to use those scalloped pieces. They are cut apart from making some other layouts, and I'm just going to slice them apart, and I'm just double checking that I have some in the same. And so I'm going to do the light pink, the green, and the dark teal. And so I literally just used my scissors and cut them. So I did cut part of that process out because it's all the same. And then on the sketch there is, so these are the border pieces that go across both pages. And then there's a little bit of pattern that's like a diagonal that's in this bottom part. And I'm going to use this bow tie. And so I'm going to cut this. This is like just a little more than 3 inches. So I'm looking to see if the 1.5 inches will work. So I cut it at 3 and then cut it in half at 1.5. This ends up being a little bit smaller than what's on the sketch as well. But I thought the bows would work really well for Easter. I don't know. Maybe the Easter Bunny wears bows. I just thought it was cute, and I think it works. So then trying to sort out where I want the papers to be so that I can like just plan out this a little bit more. Just trying to sort out, like, that picture is supposed to sit right in that mat that's there for the plaid, but I'm like, but it's not going to work that way. So I'm putting this all back out just so that I can have that visual with how far over it's going to be. And I decided to take it all the way to the top for that one. I had debated not but totally am. So I know I just did this, and maybe I should have taken some of this out of my process, but not today. So I'm just double checking where that is. I'm going to just nick it with my pencil and cut it, and that's those two pieces. And then we'll start getting this laid out. So because this pattern is super easy to line up, it's really actually quite easy to put on. So getting the one lined up with the top and the edge, and then this one I can just butt it right up against, and that makes it easy. And then these ones, instead of going all the way underneath, I'm going to cut off some scrappy bits. So just double checking to make sure I have enough here. And then I realized there was words on there, and so it needs to go that way. And then I know there's a lot of fussing here that does happen, but we will get there. So then that's going to go on. I'm going to get this piece on. I'm just debating on whether I put it up on foam, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to. It would have been fine, but the other side might not have been based on where my photo has to go. So I'm not even going to worry about having the dimension there. I will add some chipboard and fun foam embellishments, like the foam embellishments and that kind of stuff. So I know that there is going to be still some dimension on here, so I don't have to do it with that part of things. And I'm just trying to get this straight because my cutting's not straight, and that's totally okay. But I do want that line to be straight, even if where I cut is not, if that makes sense. And then the bow tie one goes here. And I'm leaving a little bit of room just so that I can sneak this one here. And then I just need double checking. Here's the green one. And I'm going to glue this one. And then I'm going to cut this off right away. And notice how I also took my washi tape apart. And then to get this lined up, I am literally just going to do it like I'm doing it the other direction. And then this will line up those papers really super well without having to do a whole bunch of measuring down and that kind of thing. So that one I'm going to cut off right away, just so that I can actually see how these border pieces actually line up. So that one, then this one, and I'm like, oh, did that again. And then this one, and then the other green one ended up on the floor, so I have to pick that up, but I have to look for it. I did cut that out. So now I've found the green one. So this layout took me just an hour and 20 minutes about to do. And so it is a longer video too, and I did leave in a little bit of the fussing. However, I did take out where did that go and where did this go? So I am going to matte all my photos in black, and so the magic is done with those all cut down. And so all the ones that were supposed to be a 4x6 on the sketch, they were matted anyway, so I figured I might as well match those ones. And then the 3x3s aren't matted. One of them does have a frame on top of them. I'm not going to do the frame bit because I don't have a frame bit with this collection to use. But I could have found one, but I was not wanting to do that search. So those two go on, and yay, look at me get photos on and not going to lay it all out again. And then this one's going to go here. This other one is going to go over here. And then I don't know where the other one went to for a photo, but it will go in eventually. So I am looking at some of the stickers, and then I misplaced where the foam stickers went, which are actually underneath my paper trimmer, but I couldn't find them. So I found this bunny though, and this is from the Blossoms in Bloom, or Bunnies in Bloom, I think it's called. So I'm going to use that bunny from that old Simple Stories. I'm going to pull out all the chipboard pieces, so it's in this little thing that I have not put everything away from the crop I had in March. And this is where I got this collection from, was in March, because we did a few layouts with it on the Friday night when I had the class. So, and then I am going to use quite a bit of the chipboard. And I am going to use some stickers, and I'm going to use some foam when I find the foam stickers. So, just taking a look. Bunny's not going to stay there, but he's cute to start with. And this green one says, "What a great day." That one says, "Love this." Decide, nope. I am going to use the gumball machine, because where can you use candy if not on like Easter and Halloween, and definitely Easter. So the gummy bears I'm definitely going to use. That green word sticker says all about it, and then the black heart right there, and so those will stay there. And look at, I found the foam stickers. So I'm going to call this Awesome Fun, because why not? And I was going to put the awesome down first. I'm like, nope, I should put the fun down first. And then the awesome will overlap the picture bit, but that's totally okay. And then looking for my other picture, but like, oh well, I'll find it when I find it. So the bunny I'm going to put on this side because I thought that was cute. This yay is going to go on this side. And I'm going to start gluing stuff down as I go, because I might as well. So those ones I'm going to commit to as well. Just trying to decide where to put the candy. So it's going to come up over here by yay, because candy yay. And then getting some of these gummy bears down, because they're so cute. And then there's a couple more gummy bears on here, so I'm going to move this big pink one over and put the orange chipboard one on top. And then just take a look and see what else I have. I don't think I have very many more gummy bears left. I think I've used them. Yay, I found my picture. So it's going to go on. It's going to slide underneath, which perks. Get that gummy bear back on. Now I'm just trying to figure out, I have like that dead spot in there, so I want to fill that in a little bit. It was a dead space on the sketch itself, but I have like a title there and different things, so I would like some stuff there. So just looking, seeing what I can do. I'm like, meh. Then I decide the buttons are totally going to work. So I'm going to use the buttons, then I'm going to use some enamel dots, and we're going to be done here right away. So this word says, sticker says, "Let's do this." This bright pink one says, "Smile." And this one says, "Happy Days." And I thought that would be cute, but like, nope. There, that works. And then I think that looks really cute. And then it gives a shelf for those gummy bears, so they don't look like they're just floating there. And then enamel dots, and I'm using the pink, green, yellow ones, and I guess there's a light blue one too, or a tealy one, turquoise, I don't know, whatever you want to call that color. And so 3 in each of the spots. There's a lot of different ones. So there's 1, 2, 3 on the right side and 3 sets of 3 on the left side. I include counting the 3s, I'm including those buttons because they're circular. So, and I do have to glue some of these because not all of them are keeping the stick. So, oh well. And then I'm just going to take a look here, decide if I'm done, and I totally am. So this is part, again, the designer deep dive with Tara the Paper Snob. There will be a link for the playlist below for that. There's also ladies that are playing along, or creatives playing along with Instagram, so make sure you take a look at them as well. I will also have the 100 Pen and Paper Challenge linked below, and the CSI challenge for the scrapbook challenges. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you really enjoyed this. And last one all together. Again, thank you so much for being here today. There's a couple other videos you might want to look at here. If you're new here, I would love it if you subscribed, liked, and I always get back to my comments. Thank you so much. Have a great day.